This is our third episode of our fighter playthrough. This is Atian. He is our level 1 fighter, human fighter. We have Emwyn, who is a human thief, Montron, who is a halfling fighter thief, and Zar, who is a human necromancer. Our goal for today is to get ourselves to the Friendly Arm Inn, to explore it, and to meet Khalid Jahira. See this wolf? Normally the wolf will attack us, but there's a tweak I have that makes wolves less hostile. There are lots of hidden caches all over the world, and lots of people you can talk to find out more about the world. I recommend checking out as many of these as possible, especially for your first playthrough. You can, for example, get that diamond. The diamond is going to be an extra 300 gold. This little guy here, Binkos, is a messenger. He tells us a little bit about the world around us. He's a messenger to Baldur's Gate, kind of talking about the bandits that have made it on the road. We're gonna head here.
Oh, there,
This
Wander.
old man who approaches
Stay thy
us.
course a moment
He's
to
asking.
indulge an old man.
He's asking what would cause people to travel on the road like this? What kind of thoughts are going on in your head? Emwyn makes fun of the way he talks. And the old man knows Emwyn's name. Kinda creepy. Emwyn is confused about that. The old man turns the direction back to us, and Atian is he's kind of desperate, trying to figure out where exactly he's supposed to go next. He was told he's going to meet some friends there after having a rough night. The old man says, "Oh yes, just head to the north, and that's where the Friendly Arm is. No doubt that your buddies are there." And he also gives his sympathy. So obviously a nice guy. Not one of those evil red wizards from the Dungeons and Dragons movie. No, this is gonna be nice. So Crossroads gives us directions. We're gonna head north, and there's gonna be another hidden cache here that has a Ring of Protection +1, gives us a bonus to our AC, and gives us a bonus to our saves. Very useful for the early game and throughout the game. We're also going to run into a hunter here. This is Eowyn, and Eowyn kind of asks us to keep our voices down, and we can respond, be rude, or we can ask him what sorts of things we should be wary of. He says, around here, mostly gibberlings and wolves, right? As long as you travel with the group, have a good weapon at your side, you should be okay. I think the game is giving us a hint that we should travel with other people. Alright, we're going to head north. That'll bring us to the Friendly Arm Inn. So the first thing we're going to do with the Friendly Arm Inn is we're going to kind of roam around. There's a couple of hobgoblin fights we're going to have to the northeast, to the north, and to the west of the inn. And there's a hidden cache. That's really the big thing. And this hidden cache has a ring that is the Ring of Wizardry, which will do nice things for us. We're going to fight these hobgoblins. Hobgoblins go down pretty easy, but they can, for a level 1 party, be a bit much to handle. So we've got to be a little bit careful. Also, taking things out from a distance is always a good idea. So we're going to grab the gold. If we can always grab gems and jewelry. Now there's an item here that is Joya's Flame Dance Ring. Anytime you see something with someone's particular name, it usually means that there's a quest involved with it, and you can get some experience or some reputation from it. So always a good idea to try doing that. Also, it's a good idea to keep Emwyn out of the melee range. She doesn't have much HP, and she doesn't wear a helmet, so she could potentially get a critical hit on her, and that's not good. So at this point, we're going to go over to the entrance of the inn. We're going to talk to these guards, and they're going to talk to us about the rules.
I should have joined the army.
Those of you who have played before, you know what's going to come up. There's going to be a bounty hunter we're going to have to deal with. This bounty hunter we're going to have to deal with is going to be a level 5 mage named Tarnish. Tarnish has a lot of spells that can basically incapacitate us. The guards can help in the combat, but they don't do that much, and if they kill Tarnish, then we don't get the experience from it. So ideally, we'll try to take them out beforehand. But this is Joya, and Joya is hoping to get the Flame Dance ring back from the hobgoblins that stole it. So fortunately, we have that. So we will return this over to Joya. Normally, you get a reputation bonus from it, but one of the tweaks I have kind of cuts down on those, just because it gets a little crazy. By the time you get to level, to the second or third chapter, you already have like 20 reputation. That's pretty high. So we're going to go ahead and grab these items. And at this point, we're going to start getting ready for how to handle Tarnish, right? So the best thing for us to do with Tarnish is to have Montron scout ahead, right? And if Montron scouts ahead using stealth, then we should be okay. Tarnish is up here, so we want to try to have Montron stick to the shadows in order to stealth ahead. From there, we can, keep our distance with missile weapons. I'm going to have Zar use spells to kind of interrupt Tarnish casting spells at us too. And we'll have Montron go ahead. Now, combat, if any of our secondary characters die, right, in combat, they can be raised from the dead, which is nice and convenient. So if Montron eats it right here, then it's not the end of the world. If Atian dies, though, it's game over. So on this run being a no reload run, not good. So Montron's talking to Tarnish. Montron's going to be rude, because that's Montron's character. It doesn't matter how you respond, but Montron being rude here starts a fight. Let's see how it turns out. Casts Mirror Image, but Zar gets a spell off on him. He casts Sleep, which puts Emwyn out of the fight. Montron lands a blow. Zar and Atian move in. Atian keeping his distance, and Zar is about to cast the spell. And then I get ready to land the blow, but right at the same time, Zar gets hit with a magic missile and goes down. So that's the fight. Zar is dead, but we'll raise him from the dead momentarily. We get Tarnish down, get some experience from it. We see there's a bounty notice for our head, 200 gold pieces. So, always a good idea to copy the note. And we'll go ahead and resurrect Zar. When I say resurrect, I really mean raise dead. At level 1, there's no point in doing a full resurrection because, Zar only has 4 HP, so, a good rest or 2 should bring him practically up to, his hit points.
Hey, friend.
And when we're in here, we're going to eventually meet with Khalid and Jahira, but Jopi's going to stop us, and we're going to ask about his uncle. What does his uncle do? His uncle lives in Baldur's Gate. He's a mage named Ragefast. Man, he must be a real serene guy. But that's a little bit of world building. We can also ask him about the roads and why they're kind of messed up. But we're going to go talk to Jahira as soon as these commoners get out of our way. Jahira is old friends with Gorion. She believes that we are Gorion's kid. And we get kind of a notion of her character. She's a headstrong character. Khalid is a natural stutter. Maybe is a little more meek. And she basically says that they should travel with Atian because that's what Gorion would have wanted. And when Kirsch butts in, calls her Auntie Jahira. A little bit silly, but you know what? It's kind of cute. And since we're already going down to Nashkel, Khalid and Jahira want to go to Nashkel, we all might as well go on down together, right? So, For characters, Jaheira is they're both half-elves. Both Khalid and Jaheira are half-elves. Jaheira is a fighter druid. We see that she has a bit of experience to her.
Nature's servant awaits.
And she has strength 15, dexterity 17, constitution 17, intelligence 10, wisdom 14. So her wisdom's a little bit low for a druid, which is weird. But she does start with some experience. And we have a good selection of spells. They're a little bit different with a mod that I have, but we're gonna pick 2 Sun Scorches, regenerate light wounds, and we'll also go with animal summoning. Animal summoning normally is not, normally summoning is not super powerful, but it can be useful. So Khalid is a half-elf fighter. He's got 15 strength, 16 dexterity, 17 constitution, 15 intelligence, wisdom of 10, and charisma 9. We're going to mostly focus on having him be an archer, so eventually we'll have him pick up a long bow. She comes with a potion of invisibility. Not really sure why, but we'll give that to Montron because he's really good at potentially backstabbing. So we're going to have Zar memorize these spells. He's not going to use all of them, but they do give a little tiny amount of experience anytime we learn a spell. So when I do my mage walkthrough or mage starter guide, I'm going to really stress the fact that you don't have to pick up like magic missile right away, because that you're going to pick it up anyway. So probably a good idea for us to rest. And now is also a good time for us to cast healing on Zar. Heal those 2 hit points, or 50% of his health. Now, druids in this new spell version are going to get regenerate rather than straight up heal. So best probably out of combat. We give Montaron sling and a shield. Give Jaheira also a sling and shield. That way we'll have some distance options for those 2. We are going to pick up a gem bag as well as History of the Faithful coin. That's going to be useful when we're in Beregost. And Khalid, we're going to give him a longbow and arrows. And Zar, we're also going to give a sling and bullets to, although when we get the opportunity, I definitely want to give him throwing daggers. This is Dorn. You can pick him up, or you can start the process to pick him up here. But
troubling you?
we're not going to do it for this run because we already have a full party.
Problem.
With the increased NPC interactions, M1 has a little bit here where she picks up Tarnish's spellbook. And it can be useful later on when it triggers, because it will give her a spellbook that gives her a temporary boost to her dexterity. So definitely a useful thing to have. All right, so Yelp review of the Friendly Arm Inn. It's in a rough neighborhood. Security's not great. They lecture us about the rules, and then they
Yes? Not a problem.
and then they don't help out with the riffraff when the riffraff tries to kill us. The music's way too loud. Random people talking to us about their uncle. But the quesadillas are good. 4 out of 5 stars. With that, that's our 3rd episode, and that'll be it for today. Tomorrow, our goal is to get down to Beregost and not die.
Gods wish to destroy, they first make mad.
With that, take care and good luck. We're all counting on you.